Hi, I'm Amber with JCFilms Studios, and today on the Faith Film Podcast, I want to talk with you about the history of Christian movies. Where did they come from? Why do we make them? And maybe, most importantly, where are they going? To really understand that, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, because stories are what have always shaped who we are. Before books, before screens, faith was passed down through spoken word, through testimony, through parables, through truth lived out loud. When motion pictures were first introduced in the late 1800s, it didn't take long for faith to find its way onto the screen. In the early 1900s, some of the very first films ever made were actually biblical stories. Silent films like From the Manger to the Cross brought the life of Jesus to audiences who had never seen scripture visualized before. These films weren't about box office numbers. They weren't about fame or profit. They were about reverence, about wonder, and about bringing the Bible to life in a brand new way. One of the biggest turning points in Christian filmmaking came through Billy Graham and the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association's film ministry. They understood something early on, that film could go places sermons sometimes couldn't. Their movies weren't just entertainment, they were tools for evangelism. Shown in churches, theaters, and outdoor gatherings, these films reached millions of people with a clear and powerful gospel message. Film became a way to meet people exactly where they were. As Hollywood grew, faith-based storytelling entered a brand new era. Epic films like The Ten Commandments and Ben-Hur filled theaters, won major awards, and captivated audiences around the world. Faith wasn't niche during this time. It was mainstream. Biblical stories were being told on the biggest stages, with the biggest stars, to millions of people. But then culture began to change. As society shifted, faith slowly moved from the center of Hollywood storytelling to the margins. Christian themes became quieter, less frequent, and sometimes avoided altogether. For a long time, faith-based films struggled to find a voice in an industry that was moving in a very different direction. And then something powerful happened. Independent filmmakers, many of them driven by faith, picked up cameras and told stories anyway. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for approval. Films like Facing the Giants, Fireproof, God's Not Dead, and The Passion of the Christ proved something undeniable. Audiences were hungry for stories of hope, redemption, forgiveness, and truth. Christian films didn't need Hollywood's permission. They just needed obedience. Today, Christian filmmaking is no longer confined to one style or one message. It now spans drama, comedy, thrillers, documentaries, and family films. These stories are being told by churches, nonprofits, independent studios, and everyday believers who understand one simple truth. Faith isn't boring, and stories that matter still change lives. The history of Christian film isn't finished. In fact, the most important chapter may be the one being written right now. Because Christian films aren't just meant to be watched, they're meant to be lived. And the next story might include you. Thank you for watching another episode of the Faith Film Podcast, presented by JCFilms Studios.